are seeking an election for the fourth time. You have been a sitting MLA in Malad West constituency for like 3 times now. What are the issues you are looking at in this area, and what is the new thing you are doing for this constituency?
This is going to be my 6th term. 2 times I was a corporator, now 3 term as an MLA, and the life never ends. So work also. Since the city is growing in all the ways, vertical ways, and more people are coming into it. So a lot of work is still need to be done. A lot of infrastructure work, a lot of open spaces work, a lot of new things which has been needed and added into this world has to be got into Malad. And which ways I wanted the Malad to be one different place in Mumbai itself, a unique place, and I think so. Still, a lot of work has been pending, and a lot of things has to still be done.
How would you rate the redevelopment that has happened in these many years that you have been MLA, or you have been a corporator also? I think it's since 2002 that you're talking about, that you've been with Malad West, and you've also been a part of Maharashtra's cabinet, and so how would you rate the redevelopment that has happened in this particular constituency?
The concept which was got by Congress and Mr. Vilasnath Desmik of trying to make the Mumbai a slum-free, and a lot of work have been done, but still I don't think so more than 30 or 40% of such projects have been done. Still the city needs to work a lot on it, and as you know, the more you make such developments, the more the slums are increasing. So somewhere we have to put a full stop for the slum also, and whatever the new construction or new work has been done, it has to be a good one, like the infrastructure quality of the sale, and the rehab has to look the same, the quality has to be the same, and living style also has to be the same, because this project any which way helps the builder to do a good job.
What do you think about the SRA project? Is it fulfilling the purpose for which it was set up?
Definitely, when you make such projects, so the slum only doesn't go, the infrastructure also becomes good. And the purpose of getting this concept in Mumbai was because Mumbai was more than 50% into slums. So a lot of things have been done, as I told you before, but as I told you, we need to change the concept also, because more of the places when you see the difference between the sale and rehab building, it is completely different. So somewhere we need to work where the rehab and the sale building look alike, and the infrastructure is also given simultaneously the same way to these poor people also.
Apart from the redevelopment that we are talking about and the rapid growth, whether it is urbanization, yeah, any other aspect of development that we talk about, what would you say? There are a lot of issues when it comes to walkability. Footpaths अच्छे नहीं है, we don't have proper footpaths, there are encroachment, flyovers are encroached. How do you look at these issues, and what is your solution to these problems?
It is unfortunate that still more than 100,000 people, they live on the street, platforms and the bridge and all. It is unfortunate. As a minister, I wanted to do a lot for the city, but it was unfortunate. We came into the government and the COVID came. And by the time the COVID went away, our government also went away. By what ways? I wouldn't like to speak on that. But definitely the city is getting choked day by day. The infrastructure need to be redone. The footpath has to be made properly. There should be a place for parking. If there is no parking above, then we can go for underground parking. And cycling also need to be done. And there should be more of the open places. If you go to see in Mumbai, as per the international norm, every 1,000 person there has to be 1 acre of land. That's the basically index of anywhere of a developed country. It is unfortunate in Mumbai, if you go to see, it is 0.5 or more. We don't have open spaces, and there is a lot of infrastructure need to be done. As a RG has to be developed, the playground has to be developed, and a lot of infrastructure and sports activities need to be developed. These are the difficulties where the youths are getting attracted to a different direction because of not having much of the open spaces. And also this should be the priority of setting up all the open spaces, good footpaths, good lifestyle, the water's contamination, still in this city where it is after independence also the pipeline somewhere in the city is still lying, which was put either by the Britishers and all like. So we need to change that also. A lot of common things need to be changed, like whenever you're doing any road infrastructure, again there are so many pipelines, cables and other different things. And so simultaneously whenever we are doing any such thing, one single window has to be taken care of where everything can get connected to one thing. Otherwise one agency comes and he does the road work, another agency comes and he opens up the thing, and still after some day it is as bad as it was before. So a lot of transformation is being supposed to be done in the city, so where we can get a good quality of infrastructure where even a guy want to ride a cycle can be a peaceful, and even who want to drive a motorcycle has to be in a proper way, like where it shouldn't be very harmful for him to drive and all. So same way, like as I told you, proper parking is to be needed, and the law also has to be a little more stricter, because now the way the things are changing, the time is changing, people are driving with the mobile in their hand and not using more of their helmets. So a lot of accident and incidents are happening in this city that also need to be stopped. So somewhere we need to enforce properly more law and order also.
Lot of metro routes are coming up now. We are rapidly into developing into these connectivity, but last mile connectivity still remains a problem, like whether it is railways or buses or abhi metro that is coming up. Har jagah there is one big problem, that is last mile connectivity. रिक्शाज नहीं मिलते हैं, रिफ्यूजल टू प्लाई होता है, या बस नेटवर्क नहीं है when you get down of the metro or railways.
The way, as I told you, the population is increasing in a vertical way, because we cannot go horizontal way because we are covered by the water across. So this is going to be good challenges. So we need to learn from some developed countries what they have done. Like now the metro has been started, it has to be fully activated. The sea link is going to start. The sea link has to be connected in a larger way, where people can connect from one city to another city, like from Mumbai to Mira Road, and Thane has to be connected. We have to focus more on water taxis where we can use, so people can use the waterway also. So we have to keep on moving in a different directions, because if the numbers of people are going to increase, the number of things also has to increase. The transportation has to be more better. And as I told you, the metro work has started, and still a lot of connectivity is needed. So automatically when a lot of connectivity is there, then automatically the people are going to use less of their cars, and now people can go from one place to another place where they don't have to depend on rickshaw, taxi or the buses, as you said. So connectivity has to be the main reason where we need to work on.
Malad, Kandivali, all these areas are now become, they are on the top of the list when it comes to air pollution. So what would you say about that? Obviously construction and crawling traffic, ye to issues hai. How do you as the legislator of this area look at this issue, and what do you have in mind too?
As you know, like Mumbai is divided into three like zones, like one is city, one is eastern suburb, and one is western suburb. So now if you go to city is congested now, and there is no open land left over there. So whatever land is left is more on the western suburb and then on the eastern suburb. So definitely all these lands have been used for the construction way, and somewhere the government has to take care of open spaces also. As I told you before, when you do a lot of construction, then there won't be open spaces. Then it's going to be as good as staying in a very good jungle jail, you can say that, concrete jail. Concrete jungle is going to be across if you don't have open spaces and all. And this is going to happen because in western suburb only you can see a lot of spaces, open spaces are still there, like might be of private as well as the government places also. Central government also has a lot of places, and especially constituency of mine which have thousands of acres of land. True. Which is owned by the central government or the state government or the private people. So that's why there was a restriction of no development zone in Mud Island side, so that no constructions come and the open spaces also is there. So ecological, it has to be balanced. So one side a lot of construction is there, the other side the open spaces has to be there. So we can balance the environment and ecological things also.
The shadows of Dharavi redevelopment are somehow now coming on to your constituency, and you had to intervene. You are intervening now. What would you say about that?
This is the biggest scam of the era, you can say. This is, I think this government has not applied its mind at all, thinking of the future of this city as well as the future of these citizens of Mumbai. How are they going to survive? Just because of money, they are going to throw lakhs of people from one place. They are going to house a lot of people from one place to another. And as I told you, these open spaces were somewhere coming into their eyes. They are not realizing by throwing lakhs of people from Dharavi to Mumbai, from Malad, is not going to help them out. It's only going to generate few money for this corrupt politician or corrupt party, I can say. But in future, if you go to see, it is going to be a big havoc, because whenever these open spaces are there, that is a time when the things has to be balanced. When there are more rains, the water get accumulated over there. When there is a high tide, low tide, the water comes and set up over there. If you keep on shutting up all these places that come without the construction, then the city and then the difficulties comes to the city as well as to everyone. That is the way all things are happening. If you don't respect the environment, if you don't see the way the environment has to work, and you keep on moving ahead without applying your mind, then you have to be ready for another tsunami or something that sort of have come into this city or to this country.
You spoke about old pipelines and water supply issues and contamination. Do we have these issues in Malad West? What is your vision on water supply issues and the contamination issues in this constituency? What are the solutions to it?
One thing is for sure, wherever there is a slum, so there is water contamination going to take place. It may be in Malad or any part of the city, because a lot of illegal connection happens. And because the law itself is different, only you have to have proper proof and all. One thing, what the High Court has said is that no one can stay without water and air. So the government has to understand, like, you have to provide them better infrastructure. Either you stop them completely by stopping them making illegal huts and all, or somewhere you are not able to control, and then these things are happening. So one thing, right now what the city need is to, as I told you, full stop of all these illegal things coming across the city, and protecting all these open spaces, and making a proper compound wall so that it doesn't get encroached and all, and make a proper plan, because here the city is getting choked day by day. There are more than 10,000 vehicles lying on the road because the RTO doesn't have a proper parking facility. We don't have a dumping yard where we can keep all the unused the vehicles which are of no use are lying over here and there. The vehicle, if they want to trash or do something, we don't have a place for that in the Mumbai city. So obviously you are choking, your congestion is going to be on the road. You see, like anywhere, any part of the city, is a lot of vehicle lying like that.
Unemployment has been a national issue now. Everybody has been talking about unemployment. Do you see unemployment as an issue in this particular region, your constituency?
Forget about my region. This is a problem for the country now. Last 10 years, what the government has promised, not even 10% of that thing has been done. The government came in power 10 years back and they promised 2 crores job will be given to all the youths. Tell me what is the ratio and how much they have done it. Unemployment issue is across the country, and definitely since my area is a big area and it's hugely populated, so unemployment is here also. But if we get a full-fledged government in a proper way, definitely we are going to work on it. And by just giving them money as an unemployed youth is not going to help them, and that certain little amount is not going to help them in their families also. So we need to work out and try to get more and more employments in this city and in this state. What has been happening is in the last 5 years, 2.5 years went into the COVID only, and these 2.5 years, whatever the best businesses and corporates we had, that has been taken over to Gujarat. And more of the employment which was supposed to be in this city and the state has been gone to Gujarat. So it's unfortunate for the city and for the country. And I mean to say, not for the country, for city and for the state. I mean to say, the state and the city which gives the highest number of taxes to the country has been facing all this.
Almost a lakh registered voters have increased in your constituency. What are the stakes this time? How do you look at the competition, or how is it going to be?
In the last 5 years, almost 80,000 voters have come into. As I told you, Malad and Kandivali and Borile are more of the open spaces, and a lot of redevelopments are happening. A lot of new complexes are coming up, and definitely the population is going to grow up more. Like when I contested for the last time, it was something 290, and now it's almost 360. You can say it's 358. So almost 80-90,000 population have added into the voter list. But I'm sure, because the perception and accessibility I have with my people, and the connection which I have with my people, and accessibility is going to help me out to be the fourth time MLA.
Do you think it's going to translate into more votes for you?
Definitely, because this has been happening, and now also if you go to see recently when the member of parliament elections were there, we were plus in Malad.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.